You caught me taking a drink. So, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel. I am Shoki, and this is Thursday. For those who aren't sure what day of the week it is, because I'm streaming. Believe me, I don't understand it either. But I do understand that I have church group tomorrow night, and it's going to be here, so I can't be streaming. Because we'll be... Yeah. Unless I feel like starting to stream after 9 p.m. Which I don't, so there's that. Sorry, I'm dying. Also, guys, we'll be taking some requests tonight because we haven't done that in a minute. Oh, that's terrifying. We'll try it. We will try it. I mean, even if it's not that's fine. Because that's already going to be a hefty copyright. We'll see what happens. Okay, either way, sorry guys. Denise is sending me links for requests. So there's that. Sorry, you guys know how I do. Hold on, my phone is not even muted, apparently. There we go. Please stop making noise. There you go. Alright. Sorry, does the signal static thing. I don't know if you guys could ever actually hear it, but it comes across to me, which is very annoying, and I don't want you guys to hear that, so either way. Alright, so there's me in the chat. Nick is here, Sally's here, and Denise is here. Hopefully more people will come. I do know that we are going to be missing our Trisha for a little bit, because unfortunately she is back in the hospital and having to go and undergo a procedure tomorrow, so we do want to keep Trisha in her prayers and our prayers. Whatever. I can't talk. My brain is going everywhere but here right now, unfortunately. That's fine. I mean, I'm already concerned. I'm already concerned for copyrights on that, so we'll make do with what we got. You know, it's a thing. All right, guys, it's been a weird week. I don't know about y'all. It has been a strange week for me. One, we did the podcast on Sunday instead of Monday, so all of my days have been off by a day. And then we're not streaming tomorrow night. We're streaming right now, so that's also going to have me messed up for tomorrow because I'm going to feel like it's Saturday when it's actually Friday. And then I'm going to have people in my house, which almost never happens, so that's already a weird thing. So here we go. And I'm not even wearing my hat. So it's just weird. It's over there. I already sat down and I'm just like, I'm not gonna fight over the hat. It's fine. It is what it is. Okay. Gotta remember which buttons. No, that's the wrong button. There we go. That's the right button. Alrighty. Excuse me. Sorry, that one was in there. I ate dinner pretty quickly a little while ago. I'm going to bring this one over here. However, I'm going to stick it at the end for copyright purposes. It's like, that's just how that's going to go. Sorry. It's like when I see a big country music star, I immediately think, oh, copyrights are going to be fun on that one. So we're going to put that near the end. So, yes. Be wary, Sally. You're going to have to stay up a little bit for that one. If you guys do want to send in requests, you can do so directly to me via Facebook Messenger or Instagram. Same goes to the same place. Or if it's in the chat, I can do my best to look it up. Or even our good friend Denise can help with that. Denise. I haven't said it that way in a while. Yeah, I know. Well, you got to remember that whenever I did Thursdays, I started early anyways. It was like Friday I start late because I can. It's a school night, so I got to start earlier. Laura, we did miss you on the thing. Actually, I missed most of y'all last night for the Patreon trivia night. But we did have a little bit of fun. And, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't record that one, so you'll never know. You'll never know. Also, I'm taking next Wednesday off. I did 5 straight. It's like, because April was a 5-week month, which meant we already had an extra, but because we missed the first one, I did 4. I did the last 4 Wednesdays of April, and now the first Wednesday of May. So I'm taking next week off from the Patreon, so we will pick up later. for that. Yes, 8:15 is the Friday time or even the Saturday time, but because it's Thursday, we'll go back to 7:30. Okay. All right. So, also, guys, I do want to make sure I promote the podcast. Now You Made It Awkward podcast. New episode dropping tomorrow. That was originally supposed to drop last Friday, but a more important show had to happen. So I bumped that one up. So they're out of order. It is what it is. We're talking about things ahead of time for Easter or right after Easter. I forget. Either way, Easter was a minute ago. So that'll let you know roughly how off we are for the podcast. But like I said, we did record one on Sunday, very special on location. Unfortunately, no video for that, but the patrons got to see the video for that. The short little amount of video that I did as the preamble for it. But we did live on location at Bartlett's Distillery here in town, and we had a good old time. We even invented a new drink, so that was fun. Okay, tomorrow works. Okay, gotcha. Didn't get home till 9:30. Yeah, we were actually done round about there. We actually ended a little bit early for our Patreon stream, but it is what it is. What do we got? Guys, make sure you also hit that like button, because that way the YouTubes knows what we're doing. And it knows that we like what's happening, and it'll send more people this way. Also, the more you guys chat, generally develops a little bit more stuff. Nick, since you're here, didn't you want to send us some stuff to check out? I know I picked up your newest one you released, the Ed Sheeran song, so we'll be looking at that tonight. Yes. Congrats to all the Catholics on... I guess we'll see how well this Pope works out. I don't have high hopes. I don't have high hopes for this Pope's. I had my pick. It is what it is. Eric, what's going on? All right, so let's go over what we got lined up so far. Once again, guys, if you want to throw in some requests, by all means, we can do that. All right, so we do have new Austin Brown, 2 new Austin Browns, in fact. But we got the music video for Thank God She's a Country Girl. That one's been in the making for a little bit. And then throwing out Lainey Gardner's new one, Concrete Cowboy. I saw that in the feed, and I was like, ooh, I want to see that. That sounds cool. Throwing in a little bit of comedy here for funsies. Actually, I'm going to move things around just a hair. We got Lost in the Pond with 8 American Habits That Confused Me as a Brit. I want to see that because I want to know exactly what he's talking about. Like I said, we got Nick Domingo doing an Ed Sheeran cover. Somehow he is right on top of these Ed Sheeran covers. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if Ed's sending it directly to him, or maybe it's the time change thing. I don't know. International Dateline. He's a time traveler. I don't know. I don't know how he gets these covers out so fast. It's insane. Okay, brand new Austin Brown Photograph. Going back to the living room recordings. Okay, Alex Melton throwing out an original song, Fallen in Love Again. I don't think we've heard an original from him yet, so that'd be interesting. We've got 10-second songs with Somebody to Love in the style of Elvis. Hopefully, because it's Queen, it won't get shut down, because it'll be with a different medley and sung in a different style. So, we'll hope for the best on that one. We got New Citizen Soldier doing Inner Critic lyric video. Pretty much all their songs are lyric videos. I don't know why. An old one from the Bygones. Just I saw it. It was in the thing. Doing Honey Pie at Deep Ellum Art Company in Dallas. I wish I'd known that show was going on. I would have gone. And then we've got Sheridan Brass doing In Case You Didn't Know. And then a new Reba McEntire, Miranda Lambert, Lainey Wilson. I can't talk. Going too fast. Unlist the unreleased song real quick. Okay, I mean, it's up to you. Alright. Yeah, just shoot me the link when you're good. I think the wifey is coming in. Gotta reboot. That sucks. Cubbies fan. What? Okay. Also, I think I left my watch in my car. I'm not keen on that. Might have to run down after the stream and get that. Because I can't figure out where it is. I know it's nearby, because I can see it on my tracking device, but I don't know where it's at. Oh, got it. That's why I was wondering. It's like, it looked like a new, but not new song. I was wondering. Yeah, I'm more concerned not with his sports preferences, but some of the other things he may or may not believe. Oh, God. Our friends have very inappropriate chats. Either way, all right, guys, so let's go ahead and get rolling. I got to keep an eye on the thing. All right. And yes, I know it says Friday stream show thing. I don't have a Thursday stream show thing image, so we're just doing what we do. All right, let's get going. Well, I'm not entirely certain he's that either. All right, either way. Let's check out. Thank God she's a country girl. Of course, you've probably seen the shorts, but I want to see the music video, which looks like it's got a crazy amount of stuff going on.
Hey, when I wake up with the morning sun, I had to feed the chickens, but she's already done. Trying to beat her to the horses, but I can't keep up. Thank God she's a country girl. Now she's cranking that engine and stealing my heart, driving that mower like a Dale Earnhardt. First name basis with the deer in the yard. Thank God she's a country girl. Well, I got me a fine wife, finer than a fiddle, no matter what it is, we meet in the middle. Best kind of woman in the whole wide world. Thank God she's a country girl. Hey.
Also, whose farm is this? It's like, that doesn't look like their land. I don't recall them having horses. Deer in the yard, yes. And that part I absolutely know. Also, Amberly's hair looking pretty dark. Should darken it for that? Okay, yes.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing when she wets the line. She knows what to use to make the bluegill bite. Can't worry about nothing when there's fish to fry. Thank God she's a country girl. Katie did the crickets if it's got that groove, ain't a thing.
I like it, you just can't quite get the ring out. That's funny. Backing up.
Katie did the crickets if it's got that groove, ain't a thing on her. She can do a step two. Prettiest thing from here to Timbuktu. Thank God she's a country girl. Well, I got me a fine wife, finer than a fiddle, no matter what it is. We meet in the middle. Best kind of woman in the whole wide world.
Austin, don't floss. Please don't floss. No. No. No, Austin. No, Mr. Austin, no. I gotta scroll way down. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me pop this open here, Nick. Sorry. Got it. All right. Is that off your new album? I know those logos look familiar. Okay. That's Azzy Sam. Okay.
Thank God she's a country girl. Hey. And hot here. Come on, y'all. Come on. There's good girls walking all walks of life. Ain't a single one has ever caught my eye. I send up a prayer every single night.
I know it's not really that foreign, but Austin in a full-on cowboy hat is a little weird for some reason. It just seems out of place a little bit. I don't know why.
Thank God she's a country girl.
Yes, but the Catholics are controlled.
Come on, y'all.
Maybe it's actually just a saturation issue and her hair's not that dark there. I don't know. Emphasis Films. Emphasis. No, my issue with what might be going on with the Pope is that he may or may not still carry on the legacy of the previous Pope, but that's only stuff I've heard. I don't know. Hold on, wait. Locations: Rockin' T Ranch and River Rock Ranch in Austin, Texas. They came to Austin to shoot that. Nice. So no, not in Georgia. Also makes me wonder who connection that is. That's a lot of associate producers. As far as there's not more stuff going on. I assume these are patrons. Look at, excuse me. Yep, Deborah Olk. There we go. Okay. All right. Why are people bothering me right now? I don't know why I'm still getting notifications from that last message you sent. That's weird. Yeah, like I'd already seen that message from you, Denise, but for some reason it came across again. I don't know why. Val Prime, what's going on? Val. All right. Oh, well, cool song. Very fun. Cute music video with him basically failing at all odds to propose. And then, of course, it comes down to the donkey. Also relevant to the drink we invented the other day. Oh, Jesus. I have to mute that chat. We're getting extremely inappropriate. All right. Okay, so I need to see what Michael Knowles says about the new pope. That's my leading Catholic correspondent is Michael Knowles. I don't know if I know any Catholics currently. I just know standard Christians or non-theistic people in general. I don't know if I know any Catholics per se. Huh. Never thought about it. Okay. I used to be Catholic. All right. Laney Gardner has a new song called Concrete Cowboy. So let's check it out. I was worried about that for a second. I was like, there's no noise. Tennessee. Mustang. I like Mustang.
You rode into town, black Mustang and a smoke cloud. No southern drawl when you speak, and those boots a little too clean. Saw something that you liked, thought you'd try it on for size. Now ain't that right? Did it feel nice? Was it worth it to get a taste of that honeysuckle? Tell me, was it worth it to break a heart? Concrete cowboy, shouldn't have loved her if you didn't know how. Boy, pulled a wildflower out of southern ground and watched the color fade out. Fell for those city lights in your eyes, but you couldn't survive your heart up. Concrete cowboy. Said you.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I kind of thought she was going to keep doing that same thing at the beginning of the chorus the whole way through it. Like, basically just, boy, or something along those lines. I thought she was going to keep doing that, and then it was a nice surprise that she didn't. Did actually change it up. I do like the nice beat. This new thing that country music's doing where they incorporate, EDM music. Or rap or trap beats.
You wanted something real, but you'll never know how that feels if you keep on playing house and you keep on burning it down. Well, I guess you had your fun. Didn't last a couple months. Was that enough to leave it in the dust? Concrete cowboy, shouldn't have loved her if you didn't know how. Boy, pulled a wildflower out of southern ground and watched the color fade out. Fell for those city lights in your eyes, but she couldn't survive your heart up.
Hey, baby. You home? Well, that was a very short interaction.
Concrete cowboy, but she couldn't survive your heart up. Concrete cowboy, was it worth it to get a taste of that honeysuckle? Tell me, was it worth it to break my heart? Concrete cowboy.
See, it sounded like she was talking about another girl, and now she said it's her.
Boy, shouldn't have loved her if you didn't know how. Boy, pulled a wildflower out of southern ground and watched the color fade out. Fell for those city lights in your eyes, but she couldn't survive your heart up. Concrete cowboy.
I like I was just standing there like, are you done singing? We gotta go. Though I didn't even realize it's like getting darker every time it cuts back. I kind of like that song actually. That's pretty good. Oh dear God, baby. She must have gone outside. It's an okay car, yeah. Either way, we don't check in on Laney too often, but that was pretty good. Alrighty. Okay, so I guess we're gonna do a double Nick night because we got the previous release and then a currently unreleased song after this. Oh yeah, let me move that over before I forget about it. It's over yonder. All right, so I'm gonna do that one there, and then we'll do the Ed Sheeran cover back here. There we go. That's what we'll do. Calling audibles here. All right. So, Lost in the Pond. Let's go see what Lawrence has to say about American Habits. I confused him.
Thanks. Just put it on my knee. Yeah. Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. And one of those memos pertains to habits, specifically American habits that confused me when I first moved to the United States. And I'm not talking about things like picking your nose, because I think we all do that. Most of you do that, I think, is what I've heard. I'm talking about habits that seem to be culturally ingrained in America and not so much in Britain. One such habit is that Americans tend to be more direct. And so in the interest of assimilation, I'm going to do likewise. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, do that now.
I'm subscribed, jeez.
In the meantime, here are 8 American habits that confused me as a Brit. Alright, so I was already prepared for this one just because, you know, we watch a lot of American films back in Britain. But when my new American relatives and or friends started calling me things like buddy and pal, there was a weird novelty to it. I can't really explain it. It's like how I've said before, you know, how I always thought yellow school buses were simply a trope of American films. To some degree, you start thinking that about everything, and words like buddy and pal fell into that category. Growing up in Britain, where the equivalent word is mate, it took some getting used to, and I also noticed that just like with the word mate, both buddy and pal can be used in an affectionate way and a not so affectionate way. An example would be if an American hasn't seen you in a long time, they might say, "Hey buddy, what's up?" because, you know, they think I'm a dog. On the other hand, if you took their car seat, they'll look at you with that steely expression on their face and say, "I called shotgun, buddy." And, you know, this happens all the time. It could mean that I'm just an asshole. It's probably that. Now, I can't say that this goes for all immigrants that move to the United States, but one thing that I've experienced a lot is Americans saying, "I love your accent." Did you order that online? It is a common question that I get from people. You know, "Ooh, you sound just like the Geico Gecko. Could I just put you in the corner and have you speak to me all day?" And yes, those are real things that
I thought the gecko was like from Australia or New Zealand.
Been said to me, but you know, in some ways it's good because it's an icebreaker. I'm an introvert. I don't want to just, you know, think of things to say. And so if they want me to say words like water, tomato, and banana, it's an easy enough paycheck. They get a good giggle out of it, and I never have to see them again. Coffee is a huge thing over here, and of course they drink it in cups that are as big as this one right here. Because not only do pound for pound Americans drink more coffee than British people, they also drink them, on the whole, in bigger cups. Now, I never used to drink coffee, that is, when I was in Britain. So I didn't previously have a point of comparison between the coffee cups in this country and those in Britain. But you know, a few years ago, the wife and I went to Paris. And then we went to England just recently, and it dawned on me, the cups over there, on the whole, are smaller. The default that they will give you for just a latte are like there, you know, they're small. In some ways, that's good because it sort of promotes responsible caffeine intake. On the other, when I was in Britain, instead of just ordering one small coffee like that, I'd get 3 of them. That's why I was jet lagged the whole time. I've just realised that. And you might say, well, that's not really to do with American habits, that's just what's on offer. But even I, now, as an American American citizen, do have the habit of just ordering a grande. And I think the real habit that Americans do more than Europeans is taking this with you on the go, through the park, a little saunter around the shopping mall, which is probably where you bought this. And I think that even though Britain is starting to catch up in terms of its coffee culture, there's still quite a wide difference between the...
Well, the main reason a coffee cup has to be so large is that it has to get you through to the next coffee place. And America's really large. It could be miles. I mean, that's like 7 to 12 minutes between Starbucks. I mean, unless you're in the mall, in which case it's literally 600 feet. But, I mean, you have to have enough caffeine to get you to the next caffeine source. That's the point, Lawrence. I know you tea drinkers, you don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Coffee drinking habits of the two peoples. And the part of me that really loves my convenience likes to walk down the street with a coffee in my hand. But on the other, I don't like to give in to this societal pressure of always needing to be busy and on the go. So I mostly just drink it in the bath. Americans have this big habit of using the word right in ways that other people don't. And I'm not just talking about politics, I'm talking about the way in which it's used in sentences. First of all, there is this thing Americans do when they want to show agreement with another person, where they say, I know, right? Or they might just abbreviate that question/sentence to just right? And it's sort of infectious. It's the sort of thing that, you know, in my early days in the US, I found myself saying again and again and again, until I remember that I'm a bit of a contrarian, and since everybody else was doing it, I had to stop doing it. But there's another use of the word right that I think I've also been guilty of, where they'll use it almost like an interjection. So for example, my management team might say something like, Lawrence is the next big thing, right? He's smart, he's talented, he's the third sexiest man alive. And while statistically a third of that is true, the important part here is that my management team remembered to stick the word right in there so that you wouldn't stop listening. On the other hand, it's hours and not miles. That's right. In Britain, if we talk about the distance from point A to point B, we'll typically say it's a certain amount of miles, as opposed to kilometers. But this is not a conversation about imperial versus metric. This is merely me giving the British perspective so that I can contrast it with the fact that a lot of the time, Americans, when they tell me how long it takes to get from, say, Chicago to Indianapolis, it isn't a couple of 100 miles, it's 6 hours. That's because we often stop at the dog park. Maybe this is a result.
And actually, what he just said there was incorrect, because he said how long. He said how long does it take? What he meant is how far away. So he misspoke. But I mean, the fact that that's not just a Texas thing actually surprises me a bit more, because I always assumed that it was just a Texas thing. But the more I've been traveling, which isn't much, but it's more than I ever have, I've learned that everywhere does measure place or distance by time now instead of actual distance. Nobody says it's literally like a few miles. You know, they just say it's about 20 minutes.
Of the fact that Americans drive longer distances, and so they need to know that time, because sometimes you can drive so long in the US that you actually need to stop for the night and, you know, book a motel. The time becomes more important, I suppose, to a potential commute. I still prefer to go by the bigger number, which is the distance, and therefore is more impressive to me, but to each his own. I didn't know whether to...
Actually, Lawrence, if we went by minutes instead of hours, it would likely outpace the miles.
Put this one in for a while, and then I thought about it and realized that there's actually many different facets to this particular entry, and that entry is this. Americans will use parking lots as death traps. Now, I have a caveat here. This is by no means all Americans. It's very specific ones. When I worked in the call center, I used to get a ride from someone who lived in the local area. And one day, it had been snowing really bad outside, and she decided, hey, British person with your naive ways, have you ever done a 360-degree skid in a car park? Although she wouldn't have said car park. And I thought she was joking. You know, it'd been a long day of people yelling at us, until she did it just there in the partially empty parking lot, and we span around. I thought I was about to die and or be deported, and she was laughing her head off. At first I thought this was an isolated incident, until some teenagers started...
No joke, when we had that little bit of an ice storm, that snow and stuff like that, you know, beginning of the year, across from us is a little strip center, and a Corvette came through, which I'm pretty sure works there. They came through, and they were just doing donuts in that tiny parking lot, very carefully, but loudly. for, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Started drifting, as it's known, in the car park to my local school. You might say, oh, Lawrence, great, you've cherry-picked a part of your memory bank to make it seem as if things like this happen all the time. They don't, but parking lots are a place in which I've seen differences in people's awareness of other cars. In Britain, and this may have changed in the smartphone era, if you're walking into...
I do also think when you give a distance and time, it's actually referring to a level of effort. Because just saying miles is like, okay, cool, you know, that's fine. But if you now know that it's going to take you 6 hours to get there, it's like, yeah, that's 170 miles. You know, it's like, but it's 6 hours away, unless you go 95, and then it's like 5 hours away. So it's more about the amount of effort given, rather than the distance that matters, I think. And we all know that realistically you have to add in Buc-ee's time. And depending on how far you're going and the path of the Buc-ee's, you might have to stop at 3 Buc-ee's, which is like an hour and a half total, like in that. So you've got to add in Buc-ee's time.
One of the big stores from a car park, you're usually hyper aware of any cars that may be behind you trying to get out. So you walk at the side right up against any cars here, and you do so at a speed that is slightly above walking pace. In America, those people on foot are not always in such a rush. Like, you could be in your car trying to drive this way, and there's like 2 people walking really slowly.
Okay, I'm with him on
there,
this.
and
This
they
is
don't
horrible,
care.
and I hate
It's
this.
not been bred into Americans to care. I talked a few weeks ago about the British tendency to want to save the face of other people, to not put them out. This is a generalization, it's not true of everyone, but it does exist nonetheless. Americans don't necessarily have that approach to society, and I think this is perfectly embodied by their approach to exiting a parking lot. Here's a habit that... Sorry. Here's a habit that I feel like
Microphone
I've picked
noise.
up since being here. Americans, if they have access to vacation days, which is not always a given, will take those vacation days, but still occasionally work on those vacation days, even if it's just a light
I usually
email
work
or
through
two.
my
And I feel
vacations.
like when I was in England recently, I told
Also feel like
myself,
my
no
camera's
work,
zoomed
no
out.
work, no way, Jose. I'm just going to go and enjoy the countryside and a plate of fish and chips and come home. I did do some filming, and I had 3 plates of fish and chips to make up for it. But this tendency among some American workers with whom I've worked was quite jarring. I think in Britain, where we are given, I think it's what, 28 days of paid leave a year, we value that time. I think we value our holidays. We see the importance of rejuvenation, and that importance isn't just toward your physical well-being, it also improves your job performance. And so this American habit of working beyond
you mean
regular
to sing that
hours
again?
is one that's born out of a society where it's almost shameful not to work hard,
watched
to
that
Oh,
put
the
in
other
the
day.
hours, to go above and beyond just to get that promotion. I got burned out doing that at the call center, partly because I had to deal with people, but partly because I just didn't have a life. So when I took vacation time at that company or other companies, I really took that vacation time. It's only since I became a bona fide YouTube sensation that I found myself doing occasional work on holiday. I think it's easier when you love your job, but it doesn't mean that rest
Well, you know, if you go on vacation, you got to vlog. Hold on, I got an itch down here. I will say, there's a lot of mulching going on right now. 'Tis the season for shredded bark of things. And I think there's a lot of cedar in that bulk, because I've been itching a lot today. And that's the only change.
isn't important, which is why you should stay tuned until the end of this video to watch my take on why British and American sleep time is very different. And I put this one in because
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
sent it
want
to
this
me, like,
video
days
to
ago.
feel like it was a complete slam against America and American life. I don't feel particularly negative toward most of these habits, and this is especially true of this one, which is
Okay.
more of an anti-habit. It's about chewing gum. Now, when I think of chewing gum, I think of Americans for some reason. But I noticed something when I was in Britain, and it was this, that the pavements, or as they're known here,
clean.
sidewalks, were pretty littered, especially in downtown areas, with chewing gum. It occurred to me at that moment that I hadn't really seen a chewing gum laden sidewalk on that level since I lived in Britain. This was a common sight, just walking down a downtown street. In
Have you, though?
America, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I mean, gum spitters are everywhere. But with the exception of occasional cracks in the sidewalk, they always seem to be a bit more clean than the one.
I think there's two reasons, I believe, for this. One, people are actively pressure washing gum off of sidewalks in cities significantly more than they used to. Or two, if there is shrubbery or grass, people tend, generally speaking, myself included, will spit it into said shrubberies instead of into the sidewalk. However, I would argue that intersections are significantly covered in gum and other mouth expulsions. Because you're sitting at the red light and you just out the window, or you open the door and you know, whatever. God, the people who have to open the door to release stuff. It's ew. But it's true. Hi, Laura, too. I did see you. Also, how are you going the wrong way on the sidewalk? That's annoying. Also, who paints the... Do you guys often see painted sign poles? Like the pole for the sign is
and
also
so I've
painted?
put this in here because I want to ask the question. Is that because Americans have a good habit of not spitting out chewing gum as much as British people? Or is it because they replace the sidewalk every now and again? So
Yes,
those
they
are just
replace
some
it.
of the habits that confused me when I first moved to America. Let me know in the comments if you're American and if you habitually do any of these things.
I
As
do a
promised,
lot of
here
those
is
things,
me
Lawrence, thank you.
comparing British and American sleep time. You'll watch that next. And until the next video, goodbye.
Wait, he told me I have to watch that next. I've already got plans. Shit. Okay, moving on. Alrighty, let's go check out Nick's new unlisted video. World premiere of Nick Domingo. Double Crossed. Official audio only. Okay. Alright. It's not out on major platforms yet. It will be. Graphics created by Nicholas Domingo. Excellent. That's his whole name, guys. Nicholas. All right. Composed and all the things. All right. Got a lightning bolt and a phoenix. Okay. So we got some Harry Potter stuff happening there. And he's got a very DC-related logo going on there. I mean, that works too. I mean, sometimes I'll spit mine if there's nowhere good to shoot it. I will spit it into like a bottle or a cup that I have. I'm just glad I never dipped or anything. I am considering doing like Zin or something like that, or the Nikid, or whatever it's called. Get some tobacco or some nicotine in my life without having to smoke. Okay, got some bass, got some guitar. Very crazy background. I only chew gum with the wifey. Yeah, I feel the James Bond. It feels like a weight screen. Although this reminds me of something else. I just don't know what it is yet. No, I chew wife or chew gum with the wife because she has the gum. Although it is a social thing. If your friend has gum, you go, hey, can I get a piece? There you go. Should have Nick compose something for the channel. Yeah, there you go, Nick. You want to make something just for funsies? Make some background loop noise for the wait screen. That'd be fun. Colors changed. I'll say it was red. It wasn't crazy, but it was red that whole time. Yes. Go say, is it technically Val 3? You missed the initial Austin. We haven't done the other one yet. Time to trim the mustache. If it comes over my lip, I can do that. That's cool. Visualizing's good. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, realistically, like, things like that you could easily put up in the YouTube creator music section. You know, like we would tend to download for literally like background music and stuff. That'd be perfect for that. You know, once you've sold some stuff, you know, that we get that nice copyright out there. Ow. Finger hurts. Okay. What's this? I regret that this ever happened. Okay, that's funny. Alrighty. Good job, Nick. Good job, Nick. That was funny. I don't know why I was thinking, like, as soon as you said it was like that kind of project, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be like all instrumental. Alright. Okay, now we've got the other Austin song. Oh, let me pop over. Check messages. See, once again, it's like it's even though I've literally already looked at and clicked on that message, it's like, hey, message. It's like, yeah, I know. I saw it already. I already clicked on it. Jeez. All right. Austin throwing out another song, but from a different channel, so it is what it is. What is this? Okay, so we got a Sebi. My cover photograph by Cody Fry. So I don't know if I know this song. Also, that just got 4 more likes while I was looking at it. Okay. Photograph. I don't know who Cody Fry is. All right, let's go.
It's the evening light shining through the curtains. Time before the night, when everything is golden. You're sitting on the chair, wrapped inside a bedsheet, playing with your hair.
Sounds like a musical song.
Watching people on the high street.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that question. Did anybody in the chat watch the wedding? I assumed at least one of you would have.
If I wished myself a superpower, I would make this moment last for hours. If I had my will, time would just stand still, wait for me
See,
until
we wanted to talk about that, but you weren't there
I find
last
some
night.
magic film to take a photograph
Painting.
and live inside.
No, but seriously, what is this? This feels like a song from a musical. Or maybe it's just the way they're doing it. Everyone looked beautiful. All right. Oh, yeah. That makes sense, Lisa. She looked like a fairy
Sun
princess.
is going down.
Did anyone take screenshots?
Your skin is like a painting. The light is perfect now. I can feel it changing. Kids are probably soon. Don't get me wrong, I'm ready. Well, I know what to do when we're no longer two. When us means more than me and you. Oh, if I wished myself a superpower.
But doesn't it have like, yeah, I figured that. Allowed. Yes, we're not allowed to do lots of things, but you know, people do things. Either way. No, but you know what I'm saying is like this, I don't know if it's just the way they've arranged it. I don't know what the original one sounds like at all, but it sounds like it's from a musical.
I would make this moment last for hours. If I had my will, time would just stand still. Wait for me until I find some magic film to take a photograph and live inside.
Also feel like it's been forever since we've seen Sebby. I know this is an old video.
I need some way to prove that this was real. A memory is not enough. I'm scared that I'll forget the way it feels to be young and in love.
Nice camera engagement.
Let me stay right here just a moment longer. The picture is so clear.
Well, yeah.
Please let this last forever.
But when's the last video he was on? You know what I mean? Did he lose Sebby in the breakup? Because it feels like it. Or maybe I'm just crazy. I mean, I also kind of figured maybe there's a buttload of unlisted videos for the superfans, and that's if there's more Sebby stuff, it's somewhere out there. Okay, who the hell is Cody Fry, and why is he writing a musical that doesn't exist? I just want to know. Also feels like a wedding song. Okay, good job though. That was really good. That was really good. I feel like it's been a minute since we just heard just him sitting down and just singing his ass off instead of doing what I would argue is a bit sillier music. Like, yes, he's like, we had that whole like very serious, like all the wedding songs. You know, when he was still having the home free stuff. But then it was like silly song, silly song, silly song, really serious song, silly song, as you know, that kind of stuff. I know, but I'm just making a joke. Yeah, I got you. I mean, if it is, it is. I mean, I've never seen it or heard it. I don't exactly follow everything on the Spotify. I mean, realistically, on Spotify, I'm listening to a lot more podcasts or one particular artist because it's the music I listen to when I'm driving. It's literally my driving playlist. And then occasionally I throw in something different. Okay. The Seal song, Kiss from a Rose. I don't remember if I didn't like that one. I don't think I did. Because we did the Kiss from a Rose verses, and I don't think his was the best. It's been a minute. Also, I'm pretty sure there was a verses I said we were going to do the other week, and things have gotten complicated since. Okay, we do need to do another verses, though. We need to find a new song to do a verses of. All right, here's my new original song called Falling in Love Again from Alex Milton. So it's not just him doing a different version of a song, it's him doing a song entirely. Okay. I was seeing if I detected a strange number of frame rate.
When we talked about the future and laid out all our plans, and we danced around forever, and we never looked back again. Yeah, we got it pretty easy, baby. We can get it to the groove, make it up now. We don't have to learn the rules to break it. Might trip every now and then. It's like we're falling, we're falling, we're falling uphill again. We're falling, we're falling, we're falling until the end. It's like we're falling in love again.
Okay, so he's staying in that like pop punk genre. That's good. The frame rate is weird though. It feels like he filmed it at a higher frame rate, like in the 60s, and then put it out at 30. And like there's like a weird thing going on with like some of the visuals. Like the music playing stuff here feels like it was filmed at one frame rate, and then the stuff outside feels like it was filmed at a different frame rate, and then they're exported at a different frame rate. So a little bit different. Look, if it wasn't for the fact that I edit my own stuff, and sometimes that happens, sometimes on purpose, sometimes it happens, because when I filmed the very long podcast in the kitchen, 2 cameras were doing 30 frames per second, and 1 camera was doing 60 frames per second. That was an accident, but ultimately, like you can see the difference, but because I'm not cutting back and forth so much between the different ones, that you don't notice it. But if I was cutting this much, you would. You can see it. Oh, because also this is in slow-mo, but it doesn't look like it's slow-mo. Like it wasn't filmed. It's a thing. It's an editing thing.
We're picking up, we're moving out, and find ourselves without a doubt. There's always something waiting. We both knew what we wanted, and so we went and got it. We're falling, we're falling, we're falling uphill again. We're falling, we're falling, we're falling until the end. It's like we're falling in love
interesting. I covered my own song. Did I make it better? That's kind of funny. Also, I love they showed the drone literally coming all the way to the ground. And also, I think he's got a tablet sitting there, potentially playing the other parts of the song, where it's got his lyrics on it. Just saw that. It's kind of funny. Things I noticed in watching it. I like the song, though. I just that's a genre that I grew up on effectively. So, yeah, that was my high school days. I like it. I like it. Falling in love again. I could easily see any of those kind of bands doing such a thing. Yeah, that is also a problem with his, is that a lot of times the music is a bit loud. But I also, once again, I always come down to, is that a YouTube problem or is that a my sound system problem? I'm going to get some new headphones this weekend because I need a 4 set of headphones. Discovered that, it's easier when you have 4 microphones to have 4 headphones. So I'm going to get another set of headphones. So I'm going to get a slightly upgraded version of these and see if it has better sound quality. Because I've always said, like, the sound card in this computer isn't the best. But it's also going out into my board and then coming to my ears, and I only have so much finagling I could do there. And then you guys are... I don't know technically how it works. If you're hearing what I hear, or you're hearing something different. Because now you're not only listening to it being compressed for us watching it, but it's also going out through my system out to you guys. So I don't know if that makes it different on the receiving end. You know, it's like making a copy of a copy. So like you're hearing the third wave version of the sound itself, if that makes any sense. Also, my neck is itching. Okay. I like the song, but yeah, the music is a bit loud. But I don't know if that's, once again, in the mix. I always say that if we have a sketchy song where, like, it's a little bit weird, go listen to it on Spotify where it's not compressed by YouTube. Because YouTube is not optimized for music at all. So if you go listen to music there, it's totally uncompressed, and it's great. Actually, because remember the... Peyton Parrish, what was that song? The Christian cover he did. That was like, ugh, but why? Why is there so much effect on it? Actually sounded better on Spotify. Just saying. Okay, speaking of covers, look, we know Queen gets the stream shut down, but it's not actually Queen, so I don't know what they're going to do with it. Because the stupid algorithm now recognizes melody and like other stuff. It can like take like a less than 10-second snippet and go like, ooh, that has a copyrighted sound to it. So we'll see. So we got 10-second songs doing Queen, Somebody to Love, but in the style of Elvis. Okay. Just okay. Is that another... Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, I have. I was like, why am I getting notifications from Amazon? Okay. Also, Mother's Day is coming up this weekend. I thought it was next weekend. We'll make do. All right. Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, so he did the reverse, kind of. He did Elvis Presley, Can't Help Falling in Love, but in the style of Queen 2 months ago. Okay. Totally missed that. All right. Oh, literally, the name of it is Now Do the Reverse. That's funny.
Each morning I'll get up and down and home. Can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror and cry. What you do to me? I spent all my years believing you.
This is another case of the music being really loud and the vocals being very low. Hold on, give me a second. Can I tweak that at all? Let's see if that helps. I don't know if it will, but we'll see.
And I just can't get no relief. Lord, somebody, oh, somebody,
will say I'd rather hear my buddy Jordan do this than Anthony, because he does Elvis singing for, well, not exactly a living, but he does make money at it. And before he takes the summer off, I'm trying to talk him into coming in here doing another live performance for y'all to raise some money, since he is taking the summer off from his Elvising. So, if you would like to see that, blow up the comment section.
I work hard every day of my life. I work till I ache my bones at the end of the day. I take home my heart and play all on my own. I get down my knees and I start to pray till the tears run down from my eyes. Love somebody, oh somebody. Anybody find me somebody to love?
I mean, he's doing a decent. That was a hard cut there. He's doing a good job. I just kind of want somebody who's better at doing Elvis. You were sneezing? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was talking while you were sneezing, Denise Chase.
Every day I try, but everybody wants to put me down. They say I'm going crazy. They say got a lot of water in my brain. I got no common sense. I got nobody left to believe. Got no feel, I got no rhythm. I just keep losing my beat. I'm okay, I'm alright. There's no defeat. I just
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't sound that much like Elvis. I get the vibe though. The vibe is there, but it doesn't sound like Elvis singing it. And that's the difference. I mean, I got the high standards for people covering Elvis, I guess, these days. Although now I want to hear There I Ruined It do it, because damn, that guy just gets so much better at what he's doing. Like the AI system he's got going for making music is really impressive.
gotta get out of this prison cell. Someday I'm gonna be free. Love somebody, oh somebody. Anybody find me somebody love?
You know what it is he's missing the like southern twang. That's what it is.
Somebody love.
By the way, I do wish I had had enough camera battery to record all of Jordan's performance Saturday night, because it was epic. I did upload a couple of videos here and there, but the biggest issue was we were sitting directly in front of the speaker, and it was loud for an indoor performance. Like, I even told him, I was like, buddy, I told him on Monday, I was like, hey, man, that was loud as shit. It was like, if you were up on the balcony area, which is just the kind of upstairs section, it's actually built into a hill, so like it's all one story, but like you take stairs down to the next section. I never even understood how that building was built until I went into it, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Either way, if you were up in the balcony, as it were, it was nowhere near as loud as where we were sitting. We were literally like 10 feet from the speakers, and it was stupid loud, especially when he got to belting. Like, he practiced hard for that performance. I was proud of him. Muppets. That's terrible. Yeah, I agree with that. The music made sense, but the The vocals didn't. I agree with you on that one, Eric. All right, either way, I need more votes on whether or not we get Jordan in here to do some more Elvis singing for everybody, though with more of a plan this time instead. Like, have like a playlist to choose from, and then let you guys pick and choose what you want from said playlist for donations, instead of just hoping we can do it and he knows the words. That would make more sense. Okay. All right, we're going back to Nick. We got more Nick over here. 3 days ago, only 6 likes until just now. That's stupid. Okay. How did you work on it a month in advance? How do you know the song is coming? Explain. Okay. After seeing... Oh, okay. Got it. Somebody else covered it. Luke Gittins Music covered a song where she worked... Oh, he'd worked months in advance. Got it. I misread. All right. So it's funny that I hear new Ed Sheeran songs from Nick. Baby. Why is there so much impropriety? What'd you do to your what? Why? Why was there so much impropriety in the family chat? Y'all talking dirty?
No.
Y'all talking so much dirtiness. You and Heidi.
Rhonda wanted my bones so she can give it to her coon. She has a pet raccoon.
Weren't we talking about?
Yes, and I told her we were just talking about raccoons. And they were just, and then it just snowballed, I guess. I don't know. You jealous? You jealous you didn't go?
No. I ate for free at home. How much money did you spend?
38.
For yourself? Damn.
One drink.
Damn, woman.
I was going to ask.
You know you never drink at home. We have alcohol.
I was going to ask Heffy to pay for me, but it didn't.
Oh, that's cool. Sorry, burping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know she had a pet raccoon.
That is weird.
She said, this is weird, but can I have your bones from my pet raccoon? I said, yeah.
Also, yeah.
So I was like, you can have my bones anytime.
Yes, and then there was a comment about fingers. What did you reply that you deleted?
I was looking for funny gifts with like a finger,
Okay.
and it was a guy licking like a big guy licking his finger.
Oh.
Kind of like how I was doing at dinner tonight, but I was like, no, delete.
That's funny.
Is it?
Yes.
You're not laughing.
I'm distracted. I was about to listen to Nick's new cover song.
Okay, well, we go lay down.
Oh, yeah? Well, hopefully it'll only be going for about 30 more minutes. You know, it's a school night. Get the bed warm for me. Why'd you hit yourself at the door? Take some ibuprofen. Luke commented on this cover, actually. Let me go look. I want to see. Right there. Nice job. Good job, man. There we go. So now we got to go listen to Luke's cover. Is that what it is? Okay.
I found my old phone today in the box that I kept hidden away.
Oh, by the way, the song's called Old Phone.
Nostalgia trying to lead me astray. Maybe I'll unwrite some wrongs. I charged the battery again. Combination because my passcode had changed. Opened up to some familiar name.
I just realized that the Phoenix, I guess, on your guitar there, which is the emblem you had on the other thing, looks like Articuno because it's in blue.
Now I wonder where they've gone. Conversations with my dead friends. Messages from all my exes. And I like to think that this was best left.
That's weird. I didn't even see that
There in
comment.
the past where it belongs. And I feel an overwhelming sadness.
That's a lot of
All
Nicks.
the friends that do not have left See how my family has fractured.
Look at all the nice shirts Nick owns. He's got more nice shirts than I do. And then a Lakers hoodie. It's like that at the end, Lakers hoodie.
Growing up and moving on. I found my old phone today. Arguments that I tried to keep at bay. The ones I loved, I just pushed them away. Couldn't tell the difference from the leeches. My closest still holds the maze. If I'm open, it gets smaller day by day. I couldn't tell you if it was pleasure or pain. Trying to keep within my remit. Conversations with my dad first. Messages from all my exes. And I like to think that this was best left there in the past where it belongs. And I feel an overwhelming silence.
Sorry, I'm giggling at the you on the bass over there doing the harmonies in the background.
Of all the friends that do not have left. Seeing how my family has fractured. Growing up and moving on.
So wait, hold on, wait. Did you mean to have the top row all matching and then the bottom row all have the same hat? Or was that just happy accident? It's funny that obviously you did all the guitar work on the same day at least, because you're wearing the same hat, same shirt, and all that. But it was just kind of funny that even though you changed your shirt, you still had the same undershirt on, but you got a different overshirt, but you had the same element hat on and all that. It's like convenient, like nice symmetry there. Ah, gotcha.
So full of love, yet so full of hate.
I don't
I'll
follow
put it back inside
Ed Sheeran that
phone
closely.
once it came. Nothing good comes from regretting. Conversations with my dad first. Messages from all my exes. And I like to think that this was best left there in the past where it belongs.
Nice.
And I feel an overwhelming sadness.
I feel like the bass could have been a little higher right there. Like get a little bit more punch out of it.
Of all the friends that do not have
But
left.
that might be on my end.
Seeing how my family has fractured. Growing up and moving on. I found my old phone today.
I will say the singing is definitely getting better. Unfiltered. It actually sounded really good. Like, especially like you vocalize or harmonizing with yourself in the background there. That was good. Then the just the breakdown, you know, just the straight vocals, that sounded really good. You're getting better. Like compared to where we started, like I don't even know how long ago, a year, whatever, whenever you first cropped up asking me to react to one of your things. You've come a long way. Yes, you censor yourself in the chat. That is true. But that's what the Patreon is for, so you can hear all of Denise's uncensored thoughts. All right. Anyway, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And I guess at some point I'll have to go actually check out the original Ed Sheeran songs. It's like I just don't bother. It's just like, that's a good cover. I'd never go and listen to the original. I'm so guilty of that. Okay. All right. Oops, I'm just clicking all kinds of things I'm not supposed to. All right. Let's see here. All right, new citizen soldier. Let's see here. We're gonna, yeah. No, hold on, not yet. I want to keep the acoustic vibe going a bit. Let's do some bygones real quick, because I'm still very sad about the passing of the bygones as a group. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know, but I don't think so, unfortunately. But this was live here in Texas last year, and I'm sad that I missed it. Almost a year ago, actually. Shit, did we go on vacation last May? Oh, because that would have sucked. Because I know we went to Dallas, but I don't remember if it was last year or not. Because it would have sucked if we just happened to be in Dallas the weekend they did this, and we did not know, because I wasn't aware. Yeah, right? Yeah, I think some of our uncensored talk in the Patreon has scared some people away, I think. Either way, sorry. I've got a hair or something that is just bothering me, so if you see me randomly trying to pick a hair out of my ear like this, that's what's going on. I can feel it vibrating, I just can't find it. It's annoying. All right, Honey Pie, which I actually don't think I've even heard this song from the Bygones, so it's good. Also, live recording.
She was a working girl, north of England way.
Now she's hit the big time.
In the USA. And if she could only hear me, this is what I'd say. Boom, boom, boom.
Honey pie, oh, you're driving me crazy. I know that I'm lazy, so won't you please come home? Oh, honey pie, oh, you're driving me tragic. Oh, something magic of your Hollywood song. You became the legend of the silver screen, but now the thought of meeting makes me weak in the knees. He's all about. Oh, you're driving me frantic. Sail across the Atlantic, home to where you belong. Kindly send her sailing back to me. Oh, you're driving me crazy. I'm in love, but so won't you please come home? Oh, honey pie. Honey pie, come home.
Thank you all so much.
Nice. Was that how they ended it? So the only thing I saw was the official post about it, basically saying that I guess if like the stresses were getting to be too much, and that they were ending the tour early, and ending their professional relationship as a band. Now, does that mean that they divorced or separated? I have no idea. All I know is Allison hasn't put out any new anything on her own, and Josh is doing videos with other people, but we know at least a female was filming for one of those, but I don't know if it was Allison. But I mean, if they had to stop touring, because they were touring for like a year and a half or something like that, it's kind of ridiculous. You know, doing content producing an album, going on tour, and then everything else going on. God knows what their actual relationship looked like. So, I mean, like, if canceling one thing that they were doing together to save their marriage, I mean, it is what it is. But, I mean, I am concerned for them on that front, but damn, I miss them together. They were so good. They were so good. Let's see here. Yeah, all these comments are older. Wait, it's a Paul McCartney song? Oh, no shit. Okay. I thought it was one of theirs. Didn't know it was a cover. Okie dokie. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like they've been together for decades. Yeah. I miss these two. You'd make me sad. You'd make me sad. Okay. All right, now we'll do Citizen Soldier. All right. Also, guys, just go show them some love. Like, go check out the Bygones wherever it is you want to find them. You know, Spotify. Go to the channel, or just look at Allison. A lot of it was on Allison's channel, and then a lot of it was on Josh Turner. So, go look at that. Go check out their stuff, because it's just young people doing stuff from a completely different decade, and it's always fantastic. All right, let's do Citizen Soldier, Inner Critic. Oh boy, getting ready for this one.
Inner critic's never been this loud. I've tried everything to turn it down, but it don't fight fair, and it's always there. Inner critic won't let no one close. Makes me doubt the ones that care the most, cause this parasite is the jealous type. So keep your kindness, I'll always second guess it silent. I will always question why anyone would wanna be with me, cause I don't know how to not feel this way. Why can't I ever let me win? Why can't I take a compliment? Cause everyone says the nicest things, but I'm never good enough for me. Why can't I let myself feel loved? Am I afraid I'll mess it up? Something is broken in my brain. I'll never be good enough for me.
Nice. Okay, so this one, unlike the last song we listened to them, definitely follows their standard formula, like in a good way, I guess. You know, if basically producing the same song over and over again with different lyrics. I mean, it's like, from the point of view of them usually singing about my own mental trauma and anguish, you know, means it's good. You know, it always sounds good, but it does get to the point that if this was on one album, I'd have been bored 5 songs ago, because it's so much of the same. But, yeah, yeah, I know all of these feelings for sure. Pretty sure a lot of people do. But there was a long time there where, like, I didn't have any friends, or I had a handful of friends. I had to start over again. Failed relationship after failed relationship after why did I even bother? So it's just like, yeah, definitely feel this one. Yep.
The critic feeds on all my stress, sabotaging all of my success, cause what it can't destroy, I can't enjoy. Inner critic amplify.
What it can't destroy, I can't enjoy. Okay. That is a hard lyric. That is real hard.
All my flaws. Inner critic only sees what I'm not. It belittles all the good that I've been till I don't believe it's there. Why can't I ever let me win? Why can't I take a compliment? Cause everyone says the nicest things, but I'm never good enough for me. Why can't I let myself?
See, like, that line right there is like, everybody says the nicest thing. I can't take a compliment. I know so many people who are like that. myself included, but I know a lot of people who just can't take compliments because I guess at some point they weren't good enough for someone else and whatever it is they were doing, whatever that might have been, and therefore it dug in so deep that nothing's ever good enough for them alone. And it's kind of like going back to my model building days, so it's been quite some time. You know, I could spend days working on something, put it together, and like I can be kind of proud of it, but at the same time only measure it up against something else that I feel is better than anything I can do. So like really never truly taking pride in the things I do, you know, and even if somebody else says it's good, it's just like, yeah, but is it though? I mean, then I start picking it apart. It's like, yeah, but it could have been better here and this, you know. So even if something is good and someone else says it's good, I just can't not let it be that way.
All of me. Why can't I ever let me win?
You know what's funny is I know they have to do the chorus 2 more times before the song ends, but like that would have been a perfectly good spot to stop, like just right there. Actually, would have been a perfectly good. That was a conclusion, and then it's like, nope, we're going again. You know, it's like a shit. What's that movie? It's like I just drew a blank. I forget which type of movie it is, but it's always the trope that there's like a 4th and even a 5th act. It's like just when you think the movie's actually over, nope, we got a 4th and even a 5th act to get through. That's kind of what their songs do. It's like you had actually a really good solid end right there, but no, we got to do the chorus again. Or hold that pause just a little bit longer, let it breathe for a minute. But then they're like, no. People will click away if we go 6 more seconds. God, I hate everything built on retention beats now. Do you guys know this? Do you guys know this about content creation nowadays? Because people have such tiny attention spans, everything has to be built into an algorithm of retention beats. And I mean, like, that's one thing why, like, these streams can only be like a certain way, but that's one reason why whenever you get into an actual reaction, a lot of people have like when they're editing it, they've got like the big screen and then they zoom in when they talk, or they cut to a third camera and things like that. But they'll do it anywhere from every 2 to 5 seconds, because as soon as your brain automatically recognizes the change and wants to keep you engaged. If you have a stagnant thing, it's actually a lot harder for people to focus nowadays. So you have to have built-in retention beats, and it's to the point that songs are so formulaic now that they have to do that. It's exactly why I bet if you go through every single Citizen Soldier song, which was hard to say, you will see that the gap that they just had there, that little tiny gap of silence before they finish up on 2 more choruses, is exactly the same time, I bet. Probably within a second of each other, because it is a built-in formulaic retention beat.
Why can't I take a compliment? 'Cause everyone says the nicest things, but I'm never good enough for me. Why can't I let myself feel loved? Am I afraid I'm messing up?
Which, by the way, is also why the music video is so chaotic and changing with every chunk of the verse.
'Cause I don't believe a word they say. I'll never be good enough for me. Your critic's never been this loud. Your critic's
that ended way too abruptly. But also, if you want to see a master of retention beats, any Fat Electrician video that he's made in the last year, since he's really, I should say more like the Fat Files, because the Fat Electrician videos tend to be much longer. But if you go to his shorter content where it's like under 6 minutes, the way that he's cutting so quickly, zooming in, or like the camera slowly coming in and then pops, like that's all retention beat, and he is a master of it. That's why, on top of Nick's really, really good storytelling, his editor knows exactly how to make the video like perfect. That's all things that Nick has figured out even back when he was still just doing TikTok. He was just not quite as good at it back then, but working with people from Unsub and a couple other content creators, he's gotten exceptionally good at it. That's why he is who he is as a creator, and I'm not. All right. Like, I'll put it to you this way. I've been on YouTube way longer than the Fat Electrician has. And, I mean, just in any content creation, for the most part. And I'm nowhere, can't even touch his views or subs. That's the difference. Now, if I could afford to pay an editor to make every video look that way, probably get lots of, more views in today's day and age. But when you make long form videos for people who can't look at something for more than 8 seconds, that's a lot of work. That's one reason. So I'll put it out there this way. When we did the taste test video over on the podcast channel with Jordan, I edited that and I made sure that we didn't linger on one camera for more than about 8 seconds. Ew. I felt that coming for a while. I do not have a napkin. I think I'll be okay. But cutting back and forth between 3 separate cameras, I tried not to linger for too long. You had to let it linger. But people don't like it when it lingers now. So you either have to cut to a different camera, zoom in and out, pop in and out, or have something pop up on screen as a distraction. That's the only way to have retention beats. No, he's still using Fluck, as far as I know. Everybody built in with the Pepperbox system now. A lot of the editors share work that I know of. But Chase does a lot of work for Unsub. Well, Chase is the main editor for Unsub now and for a couple of the other podcasts on Pepperbox. But I'm sure he's getting paid significantly more now. So it is what it is. As for, I don't know who does a lot of the other stuff. That's the only thing I don't know. I don't know what happened to J-Van. J-Van used to edit for Unsub, and now he's gone somewhere else. Who did he go to? I know he went to another content creator that's related to them. I just don't remember who. But Fen Films, he doesn't edit. Who's the other guy? Brandon that films and edits. I already forgot his name. Either way, sorry. Unsub universe shit. I've been watching a lot of Pepperbox content. You gotta love that YouTube forced GunTubers to create their own streaming platform because they were getting beat to crap by the YouTube algorithm because of laws that don't exist. Can't show machine guns. Can't show loading a magazine. Can't show loading a black powder rifle properly. Because of laws in California, you can't show a magazine being loaded with more than 10 rounds, even if it's capable of holding 30. That's illegal on YouTube. That's absurd because they're basing what YouTube blocks off of laws in a single state. That's bullshit. Either way. YouTube's fucked. Like, when you've got people, like, really rolling over to Rumble now, like, it's not going to be very much longer. And now that AI content creation is more of a thing, it's going to get harder and harder for YouTube to justify itself. Google is already worried because more people are using, like, ChatGPT and Grok to look things up instead of Google. So they went from the #1 search engine to #1, but they're taking a close look at #2 and #3 now. All right. We got to wrap this up. We got 2 songs. All right. So we've got Sheridan Brass covering In Case You Didn't Know. So we were reminded of this gentleman last week. And, well, I figured, why not? Let's do another one. Okay, hold on, wait. That was, I didn't catch that name. Blesswin Emmanuel and Devin Lawrence as well. Okay, I'm assuming that's these gentlemen or people sitting over here. No, it looks like a woman. Man, what city is this? Yeah. That doesn't even look real. That is crazy. I know it is, but that does not look real. It's so absurd. Just this massive city built right here around this little bay. Oh, Hong Kong. That makes sense.
I can't count the times I almost said what's on my mind, but I didn't. Just the other day, I wrote down all the things I'd say, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. Baby, I know that you've been wondering. Ooh, so here goes nothing. In case you didn't know, baby, I'm crazy about you. And I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you. Even though
Yeah.
I don't tell you all the time, you had my heart a long, long time ago. In case you didn't know, the way you look tonight, that second glass of wine, that did it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. Here's the drone pilot right here. That's funny. I assume the drone pilot's also the cameraman, but he's right here in the shot. That's hilarious. Like almost perfectly framed by these trees. Okay, so this is clearly a spot made for seeing the city. But that's funny. That's unreal though. Like that is just an unreal view. That's nuts.
There was something about that kiss, girl, that did me in. It got me thinking, I'm thinking. And one of the things that I've been feeling, ooh, each time you hear them, in case you didn't know, baby, I'm crazy about you. And I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you.
By the way, I want to point something out. So for this shot right here, where it's like it's a stable cam, but they're doing a slow pullback, I think they're starting from the same point and slowly pulling back no matter what. So it's a stable shot. They're doing that in the edit. Could be wrong, but I think that's what they're doing. I'm looking for continuity. So, because usually the way they do it is they'll do the whole song from one point of view, whole song from the other point of view, and then any B-roll shots they want to get, like with the drone and whatnot. So my marker for how this scene is going is where this boat is. If you guys probably can't see my mouse. So this looks to be a freighter right here. Has been steadily moving as the song has been going on from basically right over here behind this building in a straight line going that way. So that's how I'm like tracking like where he's at in the song and seeing if they have any edit flubs. Because I will, in fact, pick up on those.
Even though I don't tell you all the time, you had my heart a long, long time ago. In case you didn't know, you got all of me.
Yeah, you're my everything.
That was a weird shot.
In case you didn't know, I'm crazy about you. And I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you. Even though I don't tell you all the time, you had my heart a long, long time ago. Yeah, you had my heart a long, long time ago.
Nice. He's got a scar.
In case you didn't know, no. In case you didn't know.
I wonder if those other tourists are just like, what's that guy doing? That's a fantastic shot. This is Sheridan Brass. Also, I'm gonna guess that the other names were playing the music. If I had to guess. Hold on. We shot this video in the beautiful High West Peak of Hong Kong on a very sunny day in early September. That was a ridiculous view. Okay, yeah. So the piano was Devin Lawrence. Guitars was Bless Win Co. That Bless Win. That's a name. Track recorded and mastered at Studio Den Bangalore. Recorded at Mark My Words Inc. Interesting. Oh yeah, this is a guy who's UAE based Indian country music singer. He's Indian? Explain. Okay. Known for his soulful performances, cowboy spirit, spent over 18 years captivating audiences all across India. Okay. Parts of the world with unique blend of country, southern rock, and gospel. Big dreams for the first Indian. How is he Indian? I mean, sure. If he's like literally born there, but he looks white. He wants to be first Indian to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, I guess come here, buddy. You can't be world traveling and get in the Opry. How is he Indian though? Like, is that like a base, like military base? I want to know. I want to know more about this guy, because he looks like just straight up country boy from like Iowa. I don't see India in him. Maybe the nose shape, but like he is white as can be. So he's got to be just. I am reading that right. Indian, right? Indian. Yeah. I want to know more. 18 years. Also, like, he feels like somebody who absolutely would be on American Idol, right? Am I wrong? He just feels like somebody who would totally be on American Idol or The Voice or something. I'm going to go with Idol, because you could see him doing the whole, like, audition B-roll nonsense. You know what I mean? It says he's Indian. I want to know more. I want to know how he's Indian when he looks like he's like from Nebraska. Okay. And there's no detectable accent. So, at least not when singing. Haven't heard him talk yet. All right. Now I'm definitely more interested in the guy. We need to go check out his Instagram or something. I don't know. Because he doesn't have that many. For somebody who's been singing for 18 years, he has not been on YouTube very long. Now, that dude, that Chris Stapleton, that's with a straight up Indian guy. Without a doubt. I want to know where the rest of his content is. It's got to be somewhere, right? He looks half. I mean, I don't have any images to look at, realistically. But I mean, like, just his image there. Like, I literally know guys who look like that. It looks like he could be Atlas's cousin. You guys remember Atlas? We haven't checked out that much lately. I mean, maybe he's half. I don't know. Hold on. Not a lot there in the description. That's what it is. Googles. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah. All right. It just looks like old school country boy. Like just straight up regular old country boy. Nope, Indian, and he lives in the UAE. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in India right now. Getting a little spicy over there. All right, so let's get on to the final request from the night. Casali requested this early on, but fearing that it will definitely get the stream shut down, I wanted it here at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and say bye just in case. So, guys, we're going to finish up here on this song, Reba McEntire. But just remember, I will not be here tomorrow because I will be here, but I will be playing dominoes with my church men's group. And we'll be having pizza. I don't know where the wifey will be. Maybe I'll convince her to come in here and stream. It's like, hey, push all these buttons and just look at the camera. It'll be fine. I told her she should do reaction videos, but no, she's too shy. Though she'd be really good because she was watch just endless shorts and laugh at them and would probably be way better at this than I am. I'm a good conversationalist, but she'd be a better content creator. All right. Either way, Bangalore, India. Okay. All right. Reba McEntire, Miranda Lambert, Lainey Wilson doing Trailblazer audio only. Good news is it'll shut down the stream after. Something right there. Nice. That was nice. Sorry, I was scrolling through his yeah, I saw the post. Okay, so I see a picture where he's definitely got more sun. It definitely looks a lot more It definitely has a bit more, but I would almost mistake it for Mexican. That's what's really bad. But yeah, I mean, like if he gets out there and really gets some sun in him and like gets the dark skin going, yeah, I finally see it. But for the most part, it's just so funny that he like most of the time just looks like a white dude. I mean, he recently married, I don't know how long ago, but he did marry an Indian woman, so that's good. I was scrolling. Just cool. I mean, the dude's good at what he does, which is very interesting. It's like I said, like it's so funny. Oh wow, when he had long hair, that's crazy. Yeah, you can tell when he's been inside for way too long. He's like super white. That's funny. That's weird, but where does his like? Was his dad American or what? Like, so crazy. Like his band is just Indian dudes, like just straight up Indian dudes. Is that his? Oh, there's his parents. What the? No. His parents just look Indian. Like what? Why does he look so white? It's so strange. It's like just finally found his parents. It's like so weird. Like just doesn't look like his family. That's so funny. All right, either way. But no, with the Lionel Richie thing, I thought it was kind of funny. Lionel was a judge. I don't know if he still is. Then they recently changed the lineup on because Katy Perry's not doing it anymore. I don't know. I don't follow Idol. I only care occasionally, and then I give up pretty easy. Carrie. Okay, there you go. All right, either way, guys. So y'all have a good weekend. Good Mother's Day. If I don't see you, no Patreon next week, and we'll go back to our regularly scheduled program. And once again, got to plug the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. We do have our quote-unquote Easter show going up tomorrow. I created a very interesting thumbnail. I'm getting better at using AI to create the thumbnails, which is getting more and more fun. There will be new merch coming up for the podcast as soon as next week. I'm gonna have to work real hard at the design on this one because a thing came up during the podcast we recorded this week for Star Wars Day, which will include a Star Wars trivia questionnaire, which was a lot of fun. But I'm gonna, for the thumbnail, which will eventually become the merch, I'm gonna have to do some hard work to really figure out what it is I want. So they'll be spending a good chunk of next week. 'Cause I've already edited the podcast for that one. So either way, I'll see you guys later. And remember, as always, it doesn't have to make sense. But even though it's Thursday, we get a Funicorn. There we go. We get the Funicorn. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.